There are specific touch points on a woman's body that create powerful psychological and emotional responses, making you unforgettable. These aren't random. They're backed by neuroscience, psychology, and understanding how touch creates attraction and emotional bonding. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where and how to touch to create lasting impact. Let's reveal what most men never learn. Welcome back to Behind the Mind, where we decode human psychology and attraction dynamics. Today, we're revealing the psychology of touch in dating, specific touch points and techniques that create powerful emotional responses and make you memorable. Here's what most men don't understand. Touch is one of the most powerful tools for creating attraction, but where you touch and how you touch matters more than the touch itself. Strategic, appropriate touch creates oxytocin release, emotional bonding, and psychological impact. The science is clear. Certain areas of the body have higher concentrations of nerve endings and create stronger emotional responses when touched appropriately. Understanding this psychology transforms how women respond to you. These touchpoints are based on neuroscience, oxytocin research, and psychological studies on touch and bonding. Used correctly and respectfully, they create lasting impressions. Let's break down the psychology of unforgettable touch. 1. The lower back, specifically when guiding her through doors, crowds, or spaces. This creates protective masculine energy. The psychology, lower back touch activates feelings of being protected and guided. It's traditionally masculine behavior that triggers feminine response and creates safety. How to do this? Light hand on small of her back when guiding through door. Brief contact while navigating through crowd. Gentle pressure when leading her to table or seat. Natural gesture while walking together. Lasts 2 to 3 seconds maximum. The research shows that appropriate lower back touch increases compliance, creates feelings of safety, and establishes subtle dominance/protection dynamic. Why it works? Lower back is intimate without being overtly sexual. It signals leadership, protection, and confidence, all attractive masculine qualities. What you'll notice? She naturally follows your lead, creates immediate comfort with your presence, establishes physical touch threshold early, feels natural and socially acceptable, sets masculine frame and interaction. The biological basis, this touch activates oxytocin release while signaling protective intent. Evolutionarily, it triggers feelings of safety with strong male presence. The timing, this is for established comfort, not first dates. Use when conversation is intimate, you're physically close, and mutual attraction is clear. The execution, light but confident, not gripping, not hesitant, assured, gentle pressure that guides without forcing. What men miss? They either don't touch at all or touch too timidly. Confident lower back guidance creates instant masculine presence. The context? This works in public settings where guiding is natural. Don't manufacture reasons, use actual environmental situations. Bottom line, lower back guiding touch establishes masculine protective energy and creates early physical comfort that sets the foundation for attraction. 2. Her hair, specifically gentle touches like tucking hair behind her ear or running fingers through it. This creates intimacy and tenderness. The psychology, hair touching is deeply intimate and requires trust. When done appropriately, it creates strong emotional bonding and memorable moments. How to do this? Gently tuck a loose strand behind her ear during conversation. Light touch to her hair when standing close. Brush hair away from her face during an intimate moment. Gentle running fingers through hair when appropriate, always with permission or clear mutual comfort. The research, hair touching releases oxytocin for both parties. It's one of the most intimate non-sexual touches and creates strong memory formation. Why it works? Scalp and hair area have high nerve density. Gentle touch triggers relaxation response and intimacy hormones. The timing, this is for established comfort, not first dates. Use when conversation is intimate, you're physically close, and mutual attraction is clear. The execution, slow, gentle, deliberate, never rushed or grabbing. The gentleness creates the emotional impact. What men miss? Opportunity for intimate touch that isn't overtly sexual but creates powerful bonding. The permission. Gauge her comfort. If she leans in, positive. If she pulls back, too soon. Respect boundaries always. The context. During deep conversation, before first kisses, or in intimate moments when closeness is established. Bottom line, hair touching creates intimate and tender moments that she'll remember and replay. Powerful emotional bonding through gentle touch. 3. Her hands and fingers, specifically holding hands, playing with fingers, or gentle hand touches during conversation. This creates connection and intimacy. The psychology, hand-holding and hand contact creates immediate emotional connection and comfort. Hands are highly nerve-dense and emotionally significant. How to do this? Hold her hand while walking or sitting together. Play with her fingers during conversation. Trace patterns on her palm gently. Examine her rings or hands as a conversation topic. Hold her hand across the table during dinner. The research shows hand-holding reduces stress, releases oxytocin, and synchronizes heart rates between partners. It's powerful bonding behavior. Why it works? Hands are incredibly sensitive with massive nerve representation in the brain. Touch there is immediately felt and creates emotional response. What you'll notice is immediate feeling of connection and intimacy. She often reciprocates by squeezing or playing with your fingers. Creates comfortable silence and bonding. Natural progression towards more intimacy. She feels claimed and connected. The biological basis, palm contact releases oxytocin and activates emotional bonding centers. Hand-holding literally connects your nervous systems. The timing can be early if walking together or during mid-date when conversation flows well. Natural escalation from other touch. The execution, confident but gentle. Don't squeeze hard or hold limp. Firm, warm, engaged hand-holding. What men miss? They wait too long to hold hands or do it awkwardly. Confident hand-holding creates instant intimacy. The reciprocity test. If she holds back, squeezes, or plays with your fingers, she's engaged. If hand is limp or pulls away, too soon. Respect boundaries always. The context. Walking together, sitting close at a bar or dinner, during intimate conversation, or before or after kissing. Bottom line, hand and finger touching creates immediate emotional connection and intimacy through one of the most nerve-dense touch points. 4. Her face, specifically jawline and cheeks, the touch that precedes and creates romantic moments and kissing. The psychology, face touching is deeply intimate and romantic. It's the touch of choosing someone, seeing them, and creating romantic intention. How to do this? Gentle hand on her cheek during intimate conversation. Thumb stroking her cheekbone while holding face. Fingers under her chin tilting face towards you. Both hands cradling face before kissing. Gentle touch to jaw during close conversation. The research, facial touch activates brain regions associated with reward, trust, and romantic love. It's among the most intimate touches possible. Why it works? Face has the highest concentration of sensory nerves. Touch there is intensely felt and emotionally processed. The timing, this is for established romantic context, when you're about to kiss or in deeply intimate moments, not for first dates. The execution, slow, gentle, deliberate. Look into her eyes. Create a moment of intention before and during touch. What men miss? They go straight for the kiss without the face touch that builds anticipation and makes the moment memorable. The permission. This requires clear mutual attraction and comfort. Her body language should be open, close, and inviting. The context, before first kiss, during intimate moments, when saying goodbye romantically, during deep eye contact. Bottom line, Face touching creates powerful romantic moments and clearly communicates romantic intention, the touch before the kiss that she'll remember. 5. The small of her neck and area behind her ear, one of the most sensitive and memorable touch points. The psychology. Neck and behind ear are extremely sensitive with high nerve density. Touch here is intensely felt and creates strong emotional and physical response. How to do this? Gentle touch to side of neck during intimate moment. Fingers brushing behind ear when moving hair. Light kiss or breath on neck area. Gentle grip on back of neck when close. Whisper near ear with light contact. The research. The neck area has some of the highest nerve density on the body. Touch here triggers strong physiological arousal and emotional response. Why it works. This area is vulnerable and sensitive. Touch here is intimate and creates visceral reaction that's hard to forget. What you'll notice. She visibly has a physical response, goosebumps, breathing change. She often tilts her head, exposing more neck. Creates immediate escalation in intimacy. Memorable sensory experience she replays. Strong physical attraction response. The biological basis. Neck has a high concentration of sensitive nerve endings. Touch triggers arousal response and vulnerability acknowledgement. The timing. This is for established intimacy when kissing, cuddling, or in private intimate moments, not appropriate for public early dates. The execution. Gentle, slow, sensory-focused. The lightness creates the intensity, never grabbing or rough. What men miss. They focus only on romantic touch and miss the bonding power of supportive, comforting touch. The emotional impact. This touch creates emotional safety. She'll associate you with feeling supported and understood. The context. During deep conversations, when she's sharing struggles, when comforting her, or during casual companionship. Bottom line. Neck and behind ear touching creates intense sensory experiences and unforgettable physical memories through highly sensitive nerve areas. 6. Her upper arms and shoulders, the touch of reassurance, comfort, and emotional connection. The psychology. Shoulder and upper arm touch creates feelings of being supported, comforted, and emotionally held. It's protective without being sexual. How to do this? Gentle hand on shoulder during emotional conversation. Light touch on upper arm when listening to her. Arm around shoulders when sitting together. Reassuring shoulder squeeze when she's vulnerable. Comfortable arm around shoulder while walking. The research. Shoulder touching increases feelings of emotional support and comfort. It activates caregiving and bonding responses. Why it works. This touch communicates emotional support and strength. It says, I'm here, you're safe, I care about what you're saying. What you'll notice, she relaxes and opens up more emotionally, creates feeling of being emotionally held, establishes you as a source of comfort, deepens emotional connection and trust, non-sexual but deeply bonding. The biological basis. Shoulder contact triggers parasympathetic nervous system, creating relaxation and trust responses. The timing. Perfect for emotional conversations when she's stressed or vulnerable, or during comfortable companionship moments. The execution. Firm but gentle pressure. Communicates strength and support, not gripping or squeezing hard. What men miss. They focus only on romantic touch and miss the bonding power of supportive, comforting touch. The emotional impact. This touch creates emotional safety. She'll associate you with feeling supported and understood. The context. During deep conversations, when she's sharing struggles, when comforting her, or during casual companionship. Bottom line. Shoulder and upper arm touching creates emotional safety and support, making you the person she feels comfortable being vulnerable with. 7. Her waist, the touch that communicates possession, attraction, and masculine energy. The psychology. Waist touching is intimate and communicates romantic/sexual interest clearly. It's the touch of claiming and attraction. How to do this? Hands on waist when pulling her close. Hand on hip or waist when standing close in public. Both hands on waist when kissing or hugging together. Waist touch when dancing or moving together. Gentle waist grip in intimate moments. The research: waist touching activates arousal response and attraction acknowledgement. It activates desire centers in the brain. Why it works: this area is intimate zone that communicates clear romantic/sexual interest. It's masculine, confident, and creates an attraction response. What you'll notice: she responds by moving closer to you, creates immediate feeling of being desired, establishes physical intimacy boundary, feels romantic and sexually charged, creates memorable physical moments. The biological basis: waist touching triggers arousal response and attraction acknowledgement. It activates desire centers in the brain. The timing: for established romantic context, when attraction is mutual, during kissing, dancing, or in intimate moments together, not for early dates in public. The execution: confident, firm, but not aggressive, pulls her toward you rather than gripping uncomfortably. What men miss: they either don't touch waist at all or do it timidly. Confident waist touching creates powerful attraction response. The permission requires established comfort and mutual attraction. Her body language should be open and close. The context: during kissing, during slow dancing, pulling her close in intimate moments or in private romantic settings. Bottom line: waist touching communicates clear romantic/sexual interest and masculine confidence, creating powerful attraction and memorable physical connection. So, there you have it, the 7 touch points that create powerful psychological and emotional responses, making you unforgettable. From lower back guidance to intimate face touching to sensory neck contact, strategic touch creates bonding and attraction that words alone cannot. Which touch point resonated most with you? Drop 1 to 7 in the comments. And if this taught you something about the psychology of touch, hit that like button and share with someone who needs to understand attraction dynamics better. Subscribe to Behind the Mind for more dating psychology, attraction science, high-value male strategies, and understanding what creates genuine connection. Remember, touch is powerful when done respectfully and strategically. These aren't manipulation tactics, they're understanding human psychology and biology. Use this knowledge with respect, consent, and genuine care for creating authentic connection. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.